Hi you guys, welcome back. And in this video I wanted to talk about how other people's expectations of us could actually have us falling into a depressive state. So we are constantly bombarded with images of who we should be and what we shouldn't be. And this starts from a very young age, from our upbringing. So we're conditioned by society, our family, our friends, society, culture of who we should be. So we're bombarded with all these expectations of the ideal individual, the ideal citizen of who you should be, whether it's a certain career path, a certain relationship you should be in, what type of family you should have. There's all these different expectations of who you should be, right? We're not conditioned to believe that we have our own expectations of ourselves, or that our own expectations could be good for us. We get lost and confused in who we are. So there's all this confusion based on who you should be, based on your father, your mother, your grandfather, society, friends, of who you should be, instead of just being your authentic self. And oftentimes my clients, they come to me and they want to build up their self-esteem, their confidence, remove any anxiety, whether switch careers. There's all these different aspects when it comes to relationships of who they should be and their ideal self, and who they should present themselves so they'll be accepted. So a lot of the times when we question ourselves or we don't know who we are, it's because we literally don't know who we are, because we are just following what everybody else wants us to be, instead of us allowing ourselves to follow our bliss and truly be happy and learn to love and accept ourselves. It was often said that it's selfish to actually want things for yourself. Now, I'm not talking about like that narcissistic type of selfish. I'm talking about filling up your cup and, taking care of yourself first. Because if you don't know who you are and you're not happy, how can you make somebody else happy? It's just going to continue this dysfunction of doing what is expected of you, right? And not following your bliss. It's not, it's not being happy. It's doing what other people want you to do. And like I said, oftentimes, because we don't have expectations for ourselves and that we abide by, we get confused in who we are. We get lost of identity. We don't compare ourselves to other people. We don't like to put ourselves out there. We get anxiety and fear of rejection because we don't think that we're going to get accepted if we're not this perfect individual who the rest of the world wants us to be. Now, I want to tell you how that old paradigm is bullshit. It doesn't work for us anymore. That just makes more anxious, depressed individuals that are on medication, that are being diagnosed with depression, bipolarism. It's because there's so much pressure on who they should be, instead of, allowing them to just be themselves and follow their bliss. Many people have to break out of this idea, this paradigm, that it's okay for them to be themselves, because you're actually, by doing that, you are allowing yourself to shine and be that catalyst for not just you, but for all those around you, and including the next generation, so that you could stop any type of dysfunction, that you could allow them to be themselves. And guess what? When you follow your bliss and all these things that you love, whether it's the arts, whether it's music, whether it's helping people, maybe it is law, maybe it is engineering, when you're able to actually do the things that you love without apologizing for it, you'll be much happier, and you will be that catalyst for other people to want to do this as well. That they could survive off doing the things that they actually love, because that is possible. It's because so many people are molded to, get a job, get a house, it's all based on security. It's not based on happiness. So they put their own happiness, beneath security, and they put security above all things. Now, if you are very rational, you could see how you may tend to move towards the security aspect and put your happiness to the side. But that's going to lead you into a midlife crisis long term. you're going to, because you're so conditioned to be who somebody wants you to be for security reasons, for safety reasons. But why can't your happiness also provide safety and security? There's this misconception that your happiness can't provide that. You know, I've born and raised LA, Orange County, and I've seen so many people become jaded with this idolized Hollywood fame, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, you know, the people that usually go and chase fame are seeking that validation because they don't really believe that they are worthy. So oftentimes they become jaded and let down because they haven't done that internal work themselves yet. So when they're chasing a dream and they're doing it based on external acceptance, that's when you're going to get jaded because your intentions are not aligned to your real self. When you're doing it solely based because you like doing it and it makes you happy and for no other reason, things are going to align to you. Whether it's money, security, safety, that's all going to come based on doing what you love. So everything else is just a byproduct. So I'll give you a little snippet into my life. So before I had my private practice, I was a single mother, and you know, I always wanted to be a lawyer. And I wanted to be a lawyer because that's what my family wanted me to be. I wanted to be this amazing lawyer and stand up for justice, but this is what my family wanted to me. So there's so much pressure. And when I wasn't capable of being a lawyer because I changed directions based on my life path, I had so much doubt, so much expectations from other people that I had to go into like a safety net, into medical, into nursing, but that's not who I wanted. And then when I wanted to provide, I had to go to a 9-to-5, and that made me incredibly depressed. It made me anxious because I no longer was in control of my life, that I had to provide for somebody, and the safe route is going to the securities route where, you know, hey, if you do this and you do a job well done, you'll get rewarded, you'll move up, you'll get more income, you can provide for yourself, provide for your family. That very cookie cutter route. And I saw my father do it, I'm seeing my brothers do it. And to me, that's making me, for me, I know that made me very depressed. I couldn't do that routine over and over and over again without losing my mind. And oftentimes, I would sabotage because that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to run my own practice and help people because that's what I genuinely love doing. I'm like, I would do this no matter what because that's what I love doing. And at first when I transitioned to it, yeah, I had all these doubts that I wasn't going to survive, I wasn't going to make it, but it's because certain individuals, society, family, friends were telling me that, hey, it's unrealistic, you can't make it. But these are their beliefs. So because they themselves do not believe that they will make it, they project onto you all of their fears. So we adopt it and believe it as our own. And those are the individuals that are going to continue that cookie cutter routine because it's safe, instead of actually following their happiness. Because when you follow your happiness, you actually become more energized, you start to love yourself, respect yourself, take care of yourself, have healthy boundaries, where you actually start to become your authentic self. And by, following your bliss, you're not going to really see anxiety or depression and all these different aspects of your life that were once there because of other people's expectations of you. So I want you to go ahead and write your own expectations for yourself. So many people don't have expectations for yourself of what they themselves want for them. What makes them happy, what makes them going, what makes them strive and thrive to be a better person. What nobody knows. What encompasses you, what makes you, how can you find your identity? These are all the questions I want you to ask, because following somebody else's expectations of you will only let you lead into a disastrous life. Following your bliss will actually help you not only to become more of this happy individual, this authentic self, but it's going to help the next generation to strive and be their happy self, where it only creates more happiness, more positivity, more love, more self-acceptance, more self-worth. So it's better for you to be yourself. I hope this video helped you, and if there's any comments or if you like it, give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, bye-bye.